6 years ago, I opened social media for the first time and saw some average artists getting thousands of likes on their posts. And so I thought by myself, if they can do that, I can do that too. And so I posted my award-winning artworks, whatever the F that means, to social media. And lo and behold, I got 4 likes. I was devastated, and so I tried it a couple of times again and got the same results again and again. I went from being super proud of my art to becoming ashamed of my art in just a couple of posts. Fast forward a couple of years later, I'm getting millions of views and tens of thousands of likes on my social media posts, in this example TikTok. And I can tell you that it's completely possible to build a community online and sell your art. And that's what I will be explaining in this video, which you already knew because you read the title and clicked on the video. And so I guess I should stop introducing the video and just start. So in order to sell art, we basically need 2 things. We need artworks that are qualitative, that are in demand and are wanted by a particular subcategory of people in the art world. And then the second thing that we need is to make sure that those people see our work. We need to drive people to our online sales page. And with people, I don't mean random people, but highly targeted traffic. In other words, if you are driving thousands of people that love art, who breed art, who want nothing more than to buy art to your sales page, then you will not be able to sell anything if what they want is realism and you are offering abstract art. And so a lot of artists think that art lovers equals targeted traffic, but that is just not the case. If you are selling abstract art, you need people that want to buy abstract art specifically. Now in this video, we will assume that you got the first part right. We will assume that your art is good enough and that you make work that has some place in the canon of the art world, that is of high quality, that could be of interest to the academic society, and that is in line with the contemporary art market or the regular, more commercial market. Nothing wrong with selling some print on demand. We are not judging here fine artists, commercial artists. It doesn't matter to me. And so we will be focusing on the driving traffic part of the equation so that we can start selling our art online no matter what. So in order to sell, we need to drive traffic, and there are basically 2 ways of doing that. We either show our work to a very select group of people that is interested in what we specifically have to offer so that they get what they specifically want and subsequently buy your work. This is what galleries will usually do, and this is a very hard, complex, hand-to-hand salesy type of approach that is kind of to some extent uninspiring. Now the second way is to go as viral as possible and reach tens, hundreds of thousands of people in the hope that some of them are highly targeted traffic that want to buy our work. Now this is a very inspiring and cool way, but extremely saturated and very hard to accomplish. Both ways are very effective and have their advantages, their disadvantages, and you can do both ways through content creation. And so we will be talking about both ways. First, let's talk about the targeted strategy, the ones that galleries are performing on a daily basis. So how can you find art collectors that are searching for your art specifically on Instagram, for example? Well, the first thing you do is you find galleries that are offering the type of art that you are offering yourself. If you are making scraping paintings, for example, make sure you don't find galleries that are offering random abstract art, but make sure you find galleries that are offering scraping painting specifically. Now, the interesting thing about these galleries is that they already did all the work for you. They already found collectors that are interested in this type of art. And so in an ideal world, they would just give you a list of all their art collectors, and you could just contact all those people on that list and make your dreams come true in just a couple of weeks. Now, in reality, those galleries will of course not give you this list for obvious reasons. And so you will never get this list, except for the fact that you don't have to get this list because you are living in the 21st century, a century where you can access this list of collectors for every gallery for free online on Instagram, for example, if you know where to look. Which is going to be easy for you because I will just tell you that's why you're watching this video. So how do you find that list of art collectors that will make all your dreams come true? Well, you go to the list of galleries that you just researched, and then you go to their Instagram page, surprise, and then you click on the people they are following, and in that list of 500 people you find a lot of collectors. Why? Because these galleries want to appreciate their collectors, thank their collectors, and provide as much value as they can possibly provide to those collectors. And following them, liking their posts, commenting on their posts is just a great way of doing that. In other words, you'll be surprised of how many art collectors you'll find in the list of people the galleries are following. And you'll not just find art collectors there. You will find all sorts of powerful art people that are connected to that gallery. And by interacting with those people, you not only increase your chances of selling art, but also of getting into one of these galleries if that is something that you aspire in the future. Now, how you interact with them is of crucial importance, because if you will start spamming them by asking them what they think of your work all of the time, you might as well draw a cross over your career, because this is the quickest way to piss people off. And the art world is a very small world. The people you see on your way up are the same people you see on your way down. And so constantly pissing people off means the end of your art career. And so the question becomes, how do you properly interact with art collectors? Well, whenever you want something from someone, you always have to start by giving them whatever they want first. It's all about providing value, and whoever provides most value wins. And so start by doing the same thing as the galleries are doing. Follow them on Instagram, like their posts consistently, write a nice comment from time to time to push their post up in the algorithm. Now, this is something that they obviously like because they're posting on Instagram, and so they want to be seen. And if you can help them in becoming seen more, then that's a good thing. For the rest, there are many ways to provide value in the DM section once you decide to contact them. And I already made a video about it, and so you can watch that video. I'm not going to talk about it again. And I also want to talk about the viral content strategy, where you try to create viral posts. And with viral, I don't mean getting millions of views, because that's not going to be realistic for most people. What I mean is getting enough reach so that you can start selling your art. And with enough reach, that's going to be at the very minimum tens of thousands of people. And so how can you make sure that your posts are going viral? Well, the first thing that you will have to do is choosing a platform to build your audience. And although this may seem like a silly step, it's actually the most important step of them all. Because some social media platforms are what we call dead platforms, which means that the platform has decided to lower the organic reach to an extent that it's just not possible anymore to go viral on that platform. And they can do this for many reasons. Sometimes it's because it's just too saturated, and sometimes it's because the platform wants to push people into advertising more. Whatever it is, if viral content is your strategy, you don't want to choose any of the dead platforms. Facebook is a good example of such a platform. Facebook lowered its organic reach in order to push people to pay for advertisements. And so as a result, it's simply not possible to reach millions of people or even hundreds of thousands of people on Facebook. And so what I'm saying is that no matter how good you are, you will not be able to go viral on Facebook. Now you might be thinking by yourself, yes, Dries, that's all good. Of course, Facebook is dead. I've seen that. I don't have that problem because I'm on Instagram instead. Now for those people, I'm very sorry to disappoint you, but most social media platforms are dead. Twitter, in terms of organic reach, is dead. Snapchat, in terms of organic reach, is dead. And Instagram, the thing that everyone uses, is also dead. And so the strategy of not targeting and reaching massive amounts of people to then hopefully have some people that want to buy your art simply does not work on Instagram. I know some people who are extremely talented, who are extremely hot, and let's face it, looks matter on social media, are posting on a daily basis, and they are not making the mistake to post about themselves all of the time. No, they are posting with value-driven content that is trying to help people out. And after 3 years of doing that consistently, they have about 3,000 followers on Instagram and get around 100 likes per post, which is a terrible result. And it's not their fault. If they would have done the same thing on TikTok, they would have had 300,000 followers instead of 3,000 followers. And so choosing the right platform is crucial. Does that mean that Instagram is a bad choice? No, it's a great choice if you want to do, for example, advertisement, or if you want to do the first strategy that we've been talking about in this video. But if it comes to viral content, it's kind of a bad choice. And so the question becomes, what platforms can be used for a viral strategy? What are the platforms that, in terms of organic reach, are worth your time? Well, the amount of platforms that are available for a viral strategy at the moment is kind of disappointing in that there aren't too many. There are basically 2 that I know of, and on one of them it's going to be extremely hard / impossible for most people to get any views. The first platform I'm talking about is TikTok. What we were hearing in 2014 about Instagram artists blowing up is what we are hearing nowadays about TikTok artists. And so TikTok will likely be your best bet for a viral strategy. The second platform that we are going to talk about is YouTube. YouTube is the only platform in the world where we have never seen huge dips in its organic reach, and YouTube is the only platform that has a track record of allowing any creator to get any amount of views at any time. And this is predominantly because they have some kind of algorithm that doesn't take the amount of subscribers that you have into account as much as other platforms do. And so let's talk about both of these platforms, and let's start off with YouTube. Why is YouTube still one of the best platforms to go viral and reach a lot of people? Well, first of all, the YouTube algorithm is fair in that it wants to provide the best content for its viewers. And it determines what the best content is based on the average view duration, the click-through rate, and the satisfaction rate of a particular video. Now, you might think by yourself, but Dries, isn't it true that there are only a limited amount of spots available on the YouTube homepage? And so isn't it also true that the more saturated the platform becomes, the harder it becomes to get on that homepage on YouTube? And isn't that the same with Instagram and all those other platforms? And so why is it then that YouTube is better than Instagram? Aren't they both equally saturated and therefore have the same viral potential? Well, I have to admit that you are absolutely right, except for the fact that you are absolutely wrong, because YouTube is also the second biggest search engine in the world. And so yes, the homepage might be more saturated, but you also have search, and the volume on search traffic is fixed. And whoever has the best video will rank on the #1 spot. Here's the thing about search traffic. If you only have 3 subscribers but your video is better than a video of a channel with 1 million subscribers, your video will rank higher. It's that simple. YouTube wants to keep people on the platform and offer them the best content possible and the best content in line with their search query. And this is different than Instagram, who wants to get the most sponsored posts possible because that is how they make money. On YouTube, however, there is no such thing as sponsored posts, because on YouTube, the ads are part of the content and not a replacement of the content itself. And so on YouTube, quality actually matters and quality will rise above. In other words, you can always go viral on YouTube and reach a lot of people, but it's going to be extremely hard to do so. Now, the other option is to choose a platform that is less saturated, a platform where there are way more viewers than content creators. And that platform at the moment is TikTok for sure. TikTok is the best platform to get views quickly, but has a very similar structure to Instagram. And so I'm not sure, but it's likely that the longevity of TikTok will be much less than the longevity that we see on YouTube. And so that's something to take into account as well. Now, there is one more thing that we have to talk about in order to make this video complete, and that is what platform you should choose to sell your art on. Should you have your own website? Should you have an online gallery? Or should you use a platform like Etsy, eBay, or Amazon? Now, choosing the right platform is crucial, because without it, everything that I talked about becomes obsolete. Without the right platform, you'll barely sell anything. And so we should be talking about that, but that will be another 15 minutes and a completely different video. And so I'm very sorry, but we are not going to do that. Predominantly because I already did. It's called Best Place to Sell Art Online, and you could be watching it right now. That said, get the hell out of here.